tallest building demolitions in the world. While the construction of a new high-rise draws a lot of attention, demolitions can be even more spectacular, particularly in large, densely populated cities. Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about the world's tallest building demolitions. Make sure to watch to the end so you don't miss anything. Without further ado, let's get started. Number 9. Seattle Kingdom. The world's largest structure by volume, or 19.82 million cubic meters, is set to be demolished with explosives. Given the soil conditions in the area, the free falling of the 25,000 tons of concrete dome alone would have generated over 9 billion foot-pounds of energy, enough to cause widespread damage. To reduce vibration, CDI devised a program that would use small explosives to soften the roof structure, causing it to crash on impact, wasting energy rather than falling intact. The implosion program divided explosive detonations into two distinct but integrated phases, resulting in a sequential collapse that spread out the debris impact at grade. Amman Environmental Construction Incorporated pre-crushed seating elements and ramps and placed them as windows across the playing surface below the dome to help control vibration from the structure's fall. Number 8. Ocean Tower. Our first tower was built on South Padre Island near SpaceX's new Starship facility in Texas. Before it fell in 2009, it stood at 115 meters, or just over 375 feet. Residents were supposed to be able to enjoy a swimming pool, a gym, and even a spa room in the building. However, after 2 years of construction, the builders noticed that the Ocean Tower support columns were beginning to crack. It turned out that the tower's base had sunk by nearly 16 inches. The skyscraper was named the Leaning Tower of South Padre as a result of this. Despite the construction team's best efforts, the damage had already been done. Engineers determined that the renovation work would be too costly and uneconomical after analyzing the problem. Controlled Demolition Inc., a company, performed a controlled implosion of the building in December of 2009. The $75 million structure was the world's largest concrete structure at the time of its collapse. To ensure the safety of the island's residents, the park next to the Ocean Tower was closed for the day. Despite this, spectators in nearby hotels and restaurants were able to watch the skyscraper crumble. Number 7. Landmark Tower. In Fort Worth, Texas, there is a 380-foot tall tower. The building was the city's tallest skyscraper when it first opened to the public in 1957. At the top of the building was the world's largest revolving digital clock. The skyscraper was once fully occupied, but by the end of its 30-year lifespan, it had been completely abandoned. It was decided to demolish the building after it was hit by a tornado in March of 2000 and sustained significant damage. To perform the implosion in 2006, the Midwest Wrecking Company evacuated 15 blocks of the city. The landmark tower came crashing down in just a few minutes with the help of just over 360 pounds of explosives. In 2016, the site was revisited in order to construct a new parking garage in the area. Number 6. AFA Tower. The building, which stood 116 meters or 382 feet tall, was Europe's tallest tower to be demolished. The AFA Tower was located at the Goethe University campus in Frankfurt, Germany. Initially, they planned to dismantle it piece by piece, but after receiving numerous complaints from residents about the length of the process, they decided to use explosives to demolish the structure. Their new plans drew a lot of media attention, and in 2014, over 30,000 people watched the implosion unfold live on site. The concrete skeleton surrounding the building's core was brought down first with a loud bang. Two blasts on the 5th and 17th floors separated the building's core a few seconds later. One part was pushed to the south, while the other was pushed to the north. After the property sat vacant for a few years, 140 West, a modern residential and hotel tower, was built, much to the dismay of the Goethe University students. On the top floors of the new building are luxurious apartments with hotel rooms below. Number 5. Building in Xi'an City. The Golden Flower Building, which stood 118 meters or 387 feet tall in Xi'an City, China, was demolished in November 2015. It was the country's tallest skyscraper to be demolished. Despite the fact that the high-rise building was built in 1996 and was legally owned by Jinhua Pharmaceutical Factory, it had not been used for decades. It appeared that attempting to remodel the tower would be too costly, so China hired a Pingcheng explosion company to demolish it. To mitigate the impact of the explosion, the company dug a 13-foot deep trench around the perimeter. The building came crashing down into pieces with the help of 1.4 tons of dynamite and 12,000 detonators. While the demolition went quickly, cleaning up the 66-foot tall piles of debris took more than 70 days. After the area was cleared, work on a new commercial complex with stores and residential units began right away. great. Number 4. J.L. Hudson Department Store. The J.L. Hudson Department Store in Detroit, Michigan was built in 1911 and had one of the most spectacular demolitions ever. From retail stores to office spaces, the building had it all. When the 440-foot store first opened to the public, it was the world's tallest department store. J.L. Hudson's department store was demolished in 1998 after more than 80 years of operation. The implosion was witnessed by 20,000 people. The blast was so powerful that it shattered the windows of nearby retail stores. It even caused damage to the Detroit People Mover, a city-owned elevated train. Number 3. Brighton Point Power Station. The demolition of the Brighton Point Power Station was epic, despite the fact that it was not technically a building. Somerset, Massachusetts' coal power plant first opened in the 1960s and remained operational until May of 2017. In 2019, the plant's owner decided to demolish 2 of the plant's cooling towers, which had been abandoned for years. With each building standing at 500 feet or 152 meters, the explosion set a world record for the tallest cooling towers ever blown up. These towers are only a few feet taller than the cooling towers at the Trojan nuclear power plant, which was demolished in 2006 as the first cooling tower ever. People came from all over New England to witness the demolition of the Brighton Point Power Station. Days after the implosion, all of the scrap metal ignited in a series of fires, adding to the chaos of the demolition. Number 2. Mina Plaza. Despite the fact that this tower was never completed, the Mina Plaza holds the record for being the tallest building to be demolished. The plaza featured 4 separate towers that rose to a height of 541 feet. The Mina Plaza was first built in 2007, but was abandoned just a few years later in 2012 due to a dispute with the owners. Despite plans to continue construction in 2014, the building was abandoned due to financial difficulties. The capital's government decided to demolish the building in 2020. Not only was it considered an eyesore, but it was also demolished as part of a larger plan to redevelop Mina Zayed's port. The team in charge of demolishing the Mina Plaza wanted to make sure no one in Abu Dhabi, the capital of the United Arab Emirates, was harmed in the process. They studied the structure and its surroundings to ensure the safest demolition process. The towers were brought down by 13,000 pounds of plastic explosives. 3 of the buildings collapsed first, but all 4 were turned into massive piles of rubble within 10 seconds. Number 1. Power Station Westerhalt. Our number 1 was going to be the Mina Plaza, but we didn't want to keep this final demolition from you. So here it is. The chimney of the Power Station Westerhalt, which stood at 1,105 feet, was the tallest control structure ever demolished. There have been a number of mega-tall chimney demolitions, including the 541-foot-high Mina Plaza, but the Westerhalt was the highest. The chimney was constructed in Germany in 1981. The chimney met its untimely end when the power station was decommissioned in 2005. After a year, the building was blown up on 2 levels, with one explosion near the bottom and another near the middle. As a result of the large number of people who came to witness the explosion and take pictures, the team was unable to demolish the building on time. The chimney quickly devolved into a massive pile of rubble. Which one of these deconstructions was your personal favorite? And that's all for today, guys. Enlighten us with your thoughts, share them in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe to our channel and ring the bell icon for more amazing videos. And thank you for watching.